All right, let's take a look at the review. I'm going to go section by section. So section 1, number 1, we have this first one. We're multiplying everything together. So we're just going to multiply the numbers together. So we have 3 times 4 times -2. So that's going to be 12. That'd be -24. And then we have the x's to multiply together. So again, we're going to add the exponents. So I have 3 of them. I have 3 plus 4 plus -7. That's going to give me an x to the 0. And then I also have the y's. So I have y to the -12 plus 1 plus 6. So that'll be y to the -5. So my final answer, remember, anything to the 0, any number to the 0 is always equal to 1. So this answer is going to be -24 times 1. So I'll leave that out, times y to the -5. And if we keep that as positive exponents, we can say this is -24 divided by y to the +5. Part B, we have an expression here, all raised to the 3. So that means that, again, the top, the numerator, will be raised to the 3. And also the denominator can also be raised to the 3. So if we take 3 and we raise it to each term inside here, we're going to have, just thinking about the top first, we're going to have 2 cubed, which will be 8, and then n to the -4th raised to the 3. We can multiply those because we have a power of a power. So that'll be n to the -12. Then on the bottom, do the same thing. We have 3 cubed, or 3 to the 3. So that'll be 27. And then we have m to the 3 to the 3, which is 9. So we have that. So that's our answer. We can take any negative exponents and change them to positive exponents, though. So the only thing we can do is maybe this right here. We can change that to a +12, and then we can bring it down underneath to the denominator of the fraction. So let's take, this will stay as 8. We'll have 27 down here. We'll have m to the 9th stay as is, and then n to the 12th will move down there. All right, part C. Same thing. We have a big kind of product here with 3 terms multiplied together, but that whole thing is raised to the -2. So we're going to take each individual term inside and raise it to the -2. So we'll have 4 to the -2. We'll have x to the -3 to the -2. And we'll have y squared to the -2. Now we can take these right here, and we can multiply those because that's a power of a power. So I'm going to have 4 to the -2, but then x to the +6 and y to the -4. So now let's take care of those negative exponents. So let's just say all this is divided by 1. So now what we can do is take the negative exponents, which is going to be this one right here. Oops, what did I just do? Something weird just happened. Let me see if I can fix that. So this will be y to the -4th. This is over 1. So as I was saying, take the negative exponents. So that one, and then also this one. And then we can take those and make them positive exponents, but then put them on the bottom of the fraction. So this would be x to the 6 over 4 to the +2, and then y to the +4. So all in all, this would be x to the 6th times, or over 16 y to the 4th. Looking at part D, this is a division problem. I like to take this and just kind of break up the common terms. So we have basically 4 divided by 6, and then we have m to the -3 And there is no m on the bottom, so I'm just going to put it over 1 there. And then we have n to the 5th divided by n to the negative 3. So basically I rewrote the problem and just kind of broke it up into their separate kind of like terms there so we can reduce. So we go one by one. 4 over 6 is 2/3. M to the negative 3 over 1. Can't do anything there, but we can make it positive. So we'll go ahead and do that. Change that to a m to the positive 3 and flip it. And then here we're going to subtract the exponents because we're dividing. So this would be times n to the 5 minus negative 3, or 8. And I'll put it over 1 there. So final answer would be 2n to the 8th over 3m cubed. Let's look at part E. E is kind of similar to that first one. We're going to multiply everything together. So I'm going to take negative 3 times negative 5 and get 15. Then we're going to multiply the x's. So we'll take x to the 6 times x to the 7. So that'll be x to the 6 plus 7, 13. Then we'll multiply the y's together. So we're going to get y to the negative 4 plus 6, which is 2. And then that's our answer. Look at part F. So we basically have this expression times this expression. So let's do one at a time. The first thing I want to do is we'll just focus on this first problem, negative 3x squared y cubed, and let's go ahead and simplify that. So this 3 is going to be the exponent of all 3 of those terms. So I'm going to say this is going to be negative 27, because negative 3 to the 3rd power is going to be negative 27. Then I'm going to have x to the 2 times 3, 6, and then y to the 3. So I'm going to multiply those out. Then I'm going to bring down the other problem. So this is going to be x to the negative 2, y to the 4th, divided by 9x. And since I'm multiplying the second one as a fraction, we'll just go ahead and put a divided by 1 there. So now when we do this, we can just multiply fractions together. When we multiply fractions, all we need to do is multiply the tops together, and then we need to multiply the bottoms together, and I'll put that in green. So let's do one at a time. Multiply the tops together. So we're going to have negative 27, and then we're multiplying x to the 6th times x to the negative 2. So we're going to add. We're going to have x to the 4th. Then we're going to multiply the y's. So this will be y to the 3 plus 4, or 7. And then on the bottom, we're left with 9x. So now we can reduce this down. We can reduce the numbers. So we'll have, well, what's negative 27 divided by 9? Well, that's going to reduce down to negative 3, or negative 3 over 1. The other thing we can do is we still have those x's. So if I take the x's now, and I just divide those out, I have x to the 4th divided by x to the 1st. So I could subtract those and get x to the 3. And then I have the y to the 7th there. And there's nothing really to do with the y to the 7th. So that's all I have. The bottom I have is negative, or the bottom is just divided by 1. And that doesn't really do anything for me, so I'm just going to leave it like this.